here in the park, and people always still come up to me and say, "Boy, Ranger, your park sure is fantastic." And that's when I tell them, "Hey, it's my park when I don't have a uniform on, but when I have a uniform on, it's your park, because it was created for your enjoyment, education, inspiration." And that is the mission of the National Park Service, because we've been here for over 100 years, trying to impress that on everybody and try to help education, inspiration, and enjoyment. But not just for us now, but for generations yet to come. But what does that really mean? That means when this little one's great grandchildren come here in 300 years, they get to experience the same level of wildness that we get to see here now. And you know, we feel that actually Yellowstone is wilder and more balanced than it was when it became a park in 1872. Because back then, things had started to be poached. The bison, by the turn of the century, were down to 24. Now we have close to 5,000. We now have apex predators here that are not hunted, so we have a balanced ecosystem. And in the future, hopefully we won't make the same mistakes we've made in the past that we're always trying to create new solutions for, so it will be wilder. And one of the ways we'd like to do this education for everybody is these campfire programs tonight. So to start our fire and to start our program off tonight, I want to use one of the methods of our own ancient wildness. Because each and every one of us, regardless of what island or continent we are from, our ancestors, the forebearers of our current DNA, used ancient methods to do everything. So tonight, we're going to use one of those methods, fire by friction. We're going to have a bit stick with a string on it. Now, I couldn't go down to the hardware store that 5,000 years ago, so I have a piece of brain tanned deer hide on this, just like an ancient person might keep around their waist, okay? If I wasn't a very good hunter, I wouldn't have this deer hide, would I? So I'd have to go down to Chinese Garden, which is the flat area between Mammoth and Gardner, and collect some of this. This is called dogbane, also called Indian hemp. And you will see there's a lot of fibers on the end of it here. I would process those fibers and make my rope, which this rope was made from Indian hemp. I made it, and I've also started several fires by using it. That's what we used to have to do. Also,
do they smoke that hemp?
It's called hemp because of the strands, I do believe.
Okay.
It's not a controlled hemp. Did I handle that answer okay? So, we have to have a spindle and a fireboard, okay? This is big sage. Everything I'm using to actually make fire tonight is from Yellowstone, from the landscape. We can only collect wood that's down and dead. This sage that grows all around here is called big sage. That's the actual name for it. This was collected over by Slough Creek. Who's been over there? Yeah, that sage has a different type of soil and different moisture contents. It grows this tall. That sage can be up to 300 years old. So I collected this down and dead. So if we're successful in making a fire from this tonight, we'll be releasing the life and energy from the sun from 300 years ago. Pretty cool to think about. Have a little board to catch the coal on. Also, I need a handhold for friction-free. This is called an elk button. This round part is the part that connects an elk antler to its skull, and then it sheds it off every spring, okay? It was just cut off. These are illegal for us to transport through the park, etc. However, this is registered for ranger programs, so it's okay if I use it. Also, to make the flame, I'll use a tinder bundle. So I'm using some jute with a little bit of bark in it. Usually you just use some bark that you processed. However, this is a demonstration and I want to hedge my bets, so I have the best I can get so I don't fail. Which means I still can fail. But what I would normally might be using is the cambium layer. This is a piece of cottonwood bark, and you can see this cambium layer in here. And I would process that to receive my coal and blow it into flame. Another process is this foam pad I put on the ground. I don't need it for my knees, but I'm just using it in case your knees might hurt, okay? So we have that. I need a firekeeper. Firekeepers, volunteers? Any volunteer firekeepers? Usually little ones? Okay, come on up. I'll take everybody that wants to come up. All the firekeepers, come on up. Don't worry, you're the firekeepers. I won't do anything with you with the flame. So have a seat here on the front, right over here. Okay, are you all related?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want you to all behave then. So this is very important. Now hold this between you. You hold it and you keep your hands under it too. Whoa, not on top, underneath. We don't want to smash it. That'd be like smashing fire, okay? Are we ready?
A couple more fire keepers that showed up.
Okay, if y'all want to come help, come on, sit down. You can be firekeepers. Actually, what I'd like to do with this is I get to play in the dirt in my uniform. We're not quite ready yet. I forgot the most important ingredient. That's your happy thoughts. You see, I'm just the mechanic here. This is all on you, not on me. It's your happy thoughts. So no negative vibes, okay? And if you can't see from where you're at, because there's too many people here, you can come closer. Just don't stand in front of your partners. When we're done here tonight, we may get to experience some of our own ancient DNA, because this is in all of our pasts, through all of our ancestors. So when we're finished making this fire, if we're successful, we'll all be part of a little bear tribe. So we'll all be kind of like friends. If you have happy enough thoughts. Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you ready? Fire. Are you ready back there, firekeepers?
Yeah. Yeah.
That pumps a little bit of oxygen in it. Notice, because my breath is very damp. Well, that was not a good move. You good? Firekeepers, here, touch the bag. Okay, okay. Gotta get your DNA in there too. I only use the ancient plastic because we hasn't rained here in quite a while, but there for a while it was raining every day and it made some issues. So stay seated. Joe, blow gently. Blow. Gently, gently. Gently, and think dry thoughts. Blow gently. See the life in there? You see that life glowing? Are you ready? Uh-oh.
Out.
So usually we like to blow on our campfire to get it going, but you know, we're standing next to one of the largest supervolcanoes known to the history of the earth. So hopefully maybe ours will make its own little miniature volcano just by starting itself up. Hopefully. I think we're good. Now come on. Good job, firekeepers! Here. I have a special prize for each one of you. Thank you. Look on the corner of that. It's got a special pin. And any other children here, not before you leave, come see me, okay? Because I'll give you one also. But there'll be more opportunities. So, firekeepers, you have a choice. You can stay up here on stage or go to your seats. If you stay up here on stage, you get to watch my back all night.